Hello, everybody. All right, so we're in week 4, so we're gonna do review of what we learned, thus far, and then we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna do numbers. A lot of you probably already know numbers, so it might be you can have a little fun with it. Um, so but the first thing we got to do, we have to do our review just to make sure that we got an understanding of week 1 through where we're at right now, week number 4. So, here's our word key over here. Mouse, isumu. Run is tamoe. Table, lau lau. To pray is tatalo, or you can say rotu. Hospital, falemai. To send, awinatu. Letter is tusi. To lie is pepelo. There's other words too that people substitute. You can do that as well. The main thing is to get the sentence structure down. So if you got that, then everything, it doesn't matter what word people switch up next year or whatever, then you'll be able to you'll be able to just substitute the word because you know the sentence structure. Okay, so in theory that's how it's supposed to work. All right, so we're going to translate these right here. Of course, you guys know I'm probably buying time, which I am. We're going to translate these sentences right here. Think about it in tense, action, subject, location. Okay, you can think about it like that. Or if you see a pronoun, all right, like he, she, it, they, them, us, we, y'all, whatever, then tense, subject, action, location. All right, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. If there's a pronoun, you could do it this way. But remember, we learned both ways. You could say pronouns this way, you can say pronouns that way. So we'll go ahead and you guys do that review, and then we'll come back together. There's 4 questions, so 10 minutes after the hour, we'll come back together, and then we'll review these together, and then we'll move on. So if you have questions, just hit me in the chat. I'll be quiet right now. Okay, I had the what do you call it, the writing thing over the questions. I'm just now seeing the questions right now. So sorry about that, but we're gonna go over it, and then just, you can either, if you don't want to say it out loud, you can just send it back through the chat, and then or you could you could just say it out loud when we get to the question. Sorry about that. There were like 4 of them, and I didn't see them. So if you didn't get all of them, don't worry about it. We're going to talk about it right now. So the first one is the mouse ran under the table. Again, with all of these, there's several ways that you could say it, but we're just kind of learning the one of the main formats to say it. So let's just see what you guys got. The mouse ran under the table. Anyone have that one?
Sa tamo'ile sumu ilalo ole lau lau.
Yep. Okay. Let me write it out here. The tense marker sounded a little bit different. What was the first thing that was said? I thought I heard ta. Oh, sa. Okay, sa. Tamoe le isumu ilalo. Oops. And correct me if, oh, ilalo ole lao lao. Awesome. That's awesome. So that is,
Can you say ua?
yeah. And that was my question. With this, all of this is contextual. So ua na sa. Okay, so na and sa people use interchangeably. I'm not gonna say, technically with this one, like the mouse ran, like with sa, it would be like was running, but every day I hear people say sa for something, like for a sentence like this. So if you have sa, na, or ua for either of these, so let me just, if you say sa, na, or ua. But technically, like sa tamoe is gonna be like was running. Na tamoe is ran. Ua tamoe is gonna be like has ran. Like the mouse has ran. Sa tamoe, the mouse was running. Na tamoe, the mouse ran. Ua tamoe, the mouse has ran. So it just depends on the context. So if we're you know, I saw a video on TikTok and they were like chasing a rat or a mouse in the house, and the mouse ran, it literally ran under the table. That's how I came up with this sentence. It ran under the table. So that would be a ua, because if someone says, what happened to the mouse? I don't see it anymore. Ua tomoe le isumu lae lalo le lao lao. Like it ran under it, or it has ran under the table. And I threw in lae. So this is another thing that you might hear, and it's just another way to, we talked about prepositions last time, so you might hear lae. So that's something else people might throw in there, and that just means like over there, like over there under the table. So it's away from us, it's over there under the table. So lae ilalo o le lao lao. So you might hear that, or you might just hear ilalo o le lao lao. The mouse ran under the table. So if you have you know, any variation of this, you know, you're doing great. But technically, na or ua. Sa is gonna be like has ran, but again, people use sa and na interchangeably. All right. So the next one, he will do the prayer outside of the hospital. Anyone have this one?
O le te talo o ia I fafo le fale mai.
Le a, the talo, okay, yep. Oia, and then what what was the rest of it?
I fafo le fale mai.
Ifafo ole fale mai. Awesome. Okay. So now we have ole a, that's our tense. Our action is tatalo, tense. Action, we have a subject of oia, and then goes right into the location ifafo ole fale mai. Awesome. So we have will pray, he will pray outside of the church. Okay. Another way, if you know, some people might say ole a ia fire. So if you put like, because I didn't actually put that over here in the key, so so to do prayer is going to be fai, and then you know, like fire. Let me write it out. But like word for word, technically speaking, that would be correct. But a lot of people might say it like this. Does anyone have it that way, where they put the word fight in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yep. I do.
Okay. Yeah. So can you read how you put it in?
Ole a whaia o ia.
Fire. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
Le tatalo.
Le tatalo.
I fafo le fale mai.
Ifafo o le fale mai.
O le
Awesome.
fale.
Yep. So now when we do it this way, and I'm glad we're doing it these and these variations. So there's one little thing missing with this one. Does anyone know? People they're gonna say it exactly like this, like in conversation. More than likely, they'll probably just say, "Ole a fire o ia le talo you know, I fafo le fale mai." They'll probably say it like that, but when you read it, there's gonna be one little thing.
Yeah.
Yep, oh yeah, yep. So, and the reason why is because he is the one that's doing the prayer. So we
Right.
have after the action of fire, we have two action subjects. We have oia and we have letalo. So remember, who's doing the action, oia or letalo? We know that it's going to be oia, so we're going to mark it with the e. All right, so that's awesome. I'm really glad you said it that way. And there's even another way to say that. Does anyone have the other way to say this? There's probably like 4 or 5 more ways, especially with slang and all of that. But
Olea
yep.
ia fire le tatalo I fafo o le fale mai.
Awesome, thank you. Olea ia fire le tatalo I fafo o le fale mai. Awesome. So, and the reason why, so we have tense, This one is a subject. So we have a subject. It's a pronoun, so we can say the subject right there. Tense, subject, then the action of to do, and then the prayer. All right. And then ifafo or lefalemai. We don't have to say, we don't need it. And this one we needed the because both of the words, the subjects came after the action. All right. Oia and Tatalo came after the action. So who did what? I don't know who did what. But in the Samoan language, when you have the tense and then you have the pronoun, that's who's doing the action. Tense, subject, and then the action, and then whatever comes after that. The one who did all of this stuff is right here. That's the Scooby-Doo clue for all of that. That's who did the action. That's who did it. So that's the person. We don't need an eh. We don't have to say eh, nothing. It's right there. Anyone have any questions with that? Awesome. Thanks. You guys did great. All of these examples help to I think, really explain. So let me put that up there. John sent the letter to Christina. How about this one? Oh, that looks ugly. I'm going to erase all this. Sorry, guys. It'll be on the video, so don't worry about it. John sent the letter to Christina. And this one has several ways to say it as well, so you don't have to be shy. What will be our tense on this one? And again, there's several tenses we can have.
Ua au ina atu le tusi ia Christina.
Ua awina atu le tusi. And then, I'm sorry, what's the rest of it?
I thought it was ia.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you said ua ia. Ua ia?
Or ua au ina atu le tusi ia Christina.
Okay.
Like to Christina.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is my fault right here because so this preposition is gonna be ya. This should have a the fatma mafa over it. So there's e, ya, and ya te. Those are just three of them. Okay. So whenever the action is going to a location or another subject, the preposition is gonna be ya. So it's gonna be the a with the fatma mafa over it. Okay, so it's uawina atule tusi ya Christina. Christina.
Can we
All
use
right.
na in the beginning instead of ua?
Uh-huh.
We can use na instead of ua.
Yep. You na or ua. And this one right here, it's contextual. So it could be ua, like John has sent the letter. So for example, if we're if you come in a room and you ask me like, what happened to did John do the letter? Did he send the letter? Then if I say ua awinatu letusi ya Christina. Oh, wait a minute, we're missing.
We're missing John.
Yeah, we're missing John. Let's do that, and then I'll come back to what you just asked, because that's very important. So where do we put John?
Na auina atu e Ioane se kusi
Yep.
ia Christina.
Ioane, yep. Lekusi ya Christina. So this should have the Fatma Mafa over. So thank you. We have all of the elements of there. So we have our tense, we have our action, awinatu, and then we have subject number 1, Ioane. Subject number 2 is letusi. Okay, and then our location. All right. And between subject number 1 and number 2, we know that Ioane or John is the one that did the action. So we have to mark him with the e, with the e. So ua awinatu e Ioane letusi ya Christina. Okay, again, this should have the Fatma Mafa over it. 3 years, I haven't figured out how to put the Fatma Mafa over it. Again, or if you have if you did it like this, if you worded it this way, if you said ua awinatu letusi e Ioane ya Christina, that's great too. Okay. And then the way that it's worded, if you said nah, that's okay as well. John sent the letter, because that's actually you know, word for word what it would be. John has sent the letter would be ua. Okay. Let me see. Is there another way to word that? Pretty much that would be it. I mean, there's other ways to word it as well, but we haven't gone over that. So if you got anything close to that, awesome. If you have any questions or you feel lost, either you can send questions now or ask at the end of class. And then Sunday, you know, we have Sunday tutorials as well. If you guys want to, if you can do that. And then the last one, Popese, that's somebody's name. Popese has lied to you. So how do we say that? Popese has lied to you.
Ua pepelo popese ia te oe.
Yep. Pelo. So has lied, tense action. Who lied? Popese. And then where did the lie go? Ya te oe. Oops. Ya te oe. So popese has lied. Wait, okay, I'm sorry. Tense and the action. Ua pepelo has lied. Who lied? Popese. And then where did he lie to? To you, singular pronoun. Ua pepelo popese. Ya te oe.
Do you add in the O right before popese or no need?
No, yeah, you don't have to say opopese. Yeah, it's because whenever we're talking about proper nouns like popese, like a name, we don't have to put the O in there because actually the subject, when the subject comes after, so this is still a subject even though it's a pronoun, it comes after the action, so everything is going to take on the tense right here. So ua pepelo popese ya te oe. So I don't know if I answered the question or not, but yeah, if we said o popese, that would be like, it would say a little something different if we state it that way. But just think tense, action, and then who did the action? Popese. And then it's going to a location to you. Ya te oe. And then you might even hear people say ya oe. Ua pepelo popese ya oe. The same way, like if someone says I love you, some you know, a lot of times you'll hear people say o te alofa ya te oe, because it's going to a singular pronoun, ya te oe, you. Or you might hear people say o te alofa ya oe, you know, I love to you. But so that would be I guess the main variation with this one. O pepelo popese ya te oe or ya oe. Okay.
You still add
Any
e before popese to identify the
No.
doer?
Okay, yeah. Oh, great question. You don't have to do that on this one because even though there's two subjects, so we have subject number one, subject number two, the action of pepelo or lying is going to you. You know what I mean? So he's telling the lie to you. So if it was something like this, pepelo, I guess I would have to use a different kind of action. Let me come like I'll have to think of a new sentence for that. But like for this one in particular, it's just one subject doing the action, but the action is going to one person. The same as like o te alofa ya te oe. O te alofa ya te oe. So it's only one subject doing the action and it's going to that person or to that pronoun. But if there were like multiple things going on, that's when things get confusing. And the only way in the Samoan language to make it more clear is to add the e. I'll come up with some examples for now, because I think I'm gonna confuse people with that. And I'm not good with coming up with examples on the fly. Oh, okay, someone said something. Leale, wingo, ole. Okay, so tense, action. I'm sorry. TSAL is tense, subject, action, and location. Okay, so these are all phrases. All right, tense, subject, action, and location. And TAS is going to be tense, action, and then the subject. Okay. That would be like somewhat of a review. Wally Mac, if you can come on Sunday, like I can catch you up on that one on Sunday. We meet at it's 1 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock California time. I'm not sure where you live at, but yeah, it's so there's two main sentence structures: tense, subject, action, location, and then there's tense, action, and then the subject. And there's a lot of things that kind of go on between, that make the difference between one or the other. Okay. I see tutoru se uopo pese pepelo. Yeah. Okay, no, it wouldn't be like that. I'm gonna highlight what he said there, and then okay, so ua is a tense, right? Popese, that is our subject. Okay. We can only put what kind of subject right there? Whenever we say tense, subject, action, and then ya, te, oi, all of that is going to be our location. We can only put what kind of subject right there? Someone said, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. This can only be a pronoun. Okay, so we wouldn't say uopopese. We would say, so we would have to use oops. We would have, with this one, we would have to use tense, action, and then the subject, because popese is that's somebody's name. It's not a pronoun. Only pronouns can go right here. So that's why this one would be incorrect. We can't use that phrase structure, because if we say ua popese pepelo, it wouldn't make sense. So we would have to use ua. We would have to say ua, and then the action is pepelo, to lie. And then our subject is going to be popese. Okay, so that's what that is. It could be sa or na in conversation, only because like I said, people use sa and na interchangeably. It just depends on where you're at. But technically, popese was lying to you. If I say sa pepelo popese. Okay, so I'll erase that. If I say sa pepelo popese. So I'm taking you back in time. I'm saying, yeah, sa pepelo popese. Tongue twister. Popese was lying to you. So that's sa pepelo. All right, na pepelo. This is gonna be popese lied to you. Popese lied to you. Okay. If I say ua pepelo popese. Now I'm saying popese has lied to you. Okay, so if we're being technical, then that number 4 would be ua pepelo popese. Popese has lied to you. But again, people use it interchangeably because when they're speaking, they know the context of what they're saying. So a lot of times I'm standing there like, okay, that would have been a different tense marker. Nobody thinks like that, in conversation. But I'm just saying, technically speaking, that's what the difference is. So with this kind of sentence, someone would probably say "o pepelo popese." You know, I'm sorry, wait. Yeah, tense, action, subject, and then to you. Ya te oy. O pepelo popese, and then ya, oops, ya te oy.
How would you say that Popese is lying? Like he's lying like right now. Like what's the
Okay. Yeah,
or-
is lying. Awesome. Does anyone know that one? Is lying. So it's current and it's happening right now.
Olo'o.
Olo'o, yeah, olo'o. Olo'o. And then a lot of times in conversational Samoan, people always, well, not always, they'll just say o pepelo o pese ya te oy. So it's the same thing. This is the abbreviated version. And this throws people off because they're like, well, I thought that only went before nouns, you know, but this is the abbreviated version of olo'o. So olo'o pepelo popese ya te oy. I'm going to change that name. I'm not going to use that anymore. Olo'o pepelo popese ya te oy, or the shortened version, o pepelo popese ya te oy. So yeah, so but Popese is lying to you right now as we speak. Can you say it in tense subject action? So to say it in tense subject action, great question. We wouldn't say Popese. We would have to use a pronoun. So Popese, the Popese that I knew was a guy. So we would have to change this one right here because this is tense and this is the action and this is the subject. So if this is the subject and that's a man, how will we change popese?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And or people might say yeah as well. So, but we'll keep it like that. Olo pelo oia ya te oi. Yeah, that should be with the my favorite. So olo pelo oia ya te oi. Like he is lying to you. He's lying to you. So this is our tense. That's our well, you said tense subject action. My bad, my bad. This okay, so this is tense, that's action, that's our subject, this is our location. If we're gonna say like how you said lay, we're gonna say, let me copy all of that and bring it down. This is what you were asking. My bad again for that. So and then whoever said that said the right thing. You said ia. Olo'o ia pepelo ya te oi. Thank you. Thank you. That's okay. So this is our tense. This is our subject. And that's our action. That's our location. To you. Okay. He currently lying to you. This one up here. Lying he to you. And this is just a shortened version of tense, action, and then subject. And that's still popesi. Let me take that out. All right. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
Again, if you go ahead.
No, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
if you guys have any questions, I don't want anybody to get lost. We lost like 30 people so far.
So
I guess
when you use olo'o, you don't need to use popese?
well you can't no yeah, you can use popese, but the question was if you say tense, he said, can you say it in tense subject action? Remember, when we say tense and then the subject, it has to be a pronoun. So if we say if we did like this, if we say olo'o and then we make our subject popese, that's not really, because now we have tense and then our subject is a proper noun. It's always going to be a pronoun. He, she, it, he, she, we, them, us, those kind of things. Ia, I'm sorry, ia, mato, tato, lato, la, ma, lua, those types of words. Okay, it can only be a pronoun. So if we're going to use somebody's name, the name has to go after the action. You see what I'm saying? So it would be olo'opepelo popese. And these are it's just one of those things that just takes practice, tense, action, and because this popese is not a pronoun, it has to come after. It has to come after the action. Okay, but when we're using pronouns can come before the action, tense, subject, action, and then location. Or we could say tense, action, subject, and location. But as you see, when we say the pronoun after the action, so pepelo is our action, and we say the subject after, it's going to be a pronoun, it's going to be oia. And if you look on the chart, like we have charts and we also have some other handouts, before the action is ia. After the action, oia. So pronouns can be said before or after, but you have to make sure that you say the correct one. And that, again, that's just one of those things that takes practice. But when we're talking about common nouns, when we're talking about names, which are proper nouns, if it's not a pronoun, it's got to go back here. Olo'opepelo popese. The name popese. Let's just put John. Any name. Olo'opepelo John. John is lying to you. Okay. If it's not a pronoun, I gotta go back there. Let me see if I answered all the questions.
What did you say John is lying to James or Jennifer or something?
Okay. Oh, so John is lying to, let's just say, James. All right. So we have Olo'opepelo John, and then does anyone know that one? So I'm gonna, well, I guess for the interest of time, let me just. So it's gonna be ya, and then yate is going to a pronoun. Oh, somebody said something here. Yeah, James. It's simple. Yep, just as like that. So when we're talking about a proper noun or a name or something like that, yeah. Oops, I'm writing in the wrong thing. Lying to James. Olo'opepelo John, yeah, James. So and that would have the Fatma Mafa over it. So John is lying, yeah, to James. John is lying to James. Olo'opepelo John, yeah, James. Yate is for pronouns. What's another way? What if we say John is lying at church? John is lying at church. So how would we translate this? John is lying in church. I'm sorry. Lying, like telling a lie in church. Think tense. Oh yeah, we have falesa. Okay, so we just take James out and we'll say falesa. Now we still have some things to change on this. So John is lying. So we have Olo'opepelo John. So John is lying, and then we have Ya falesa. We still have something to change on that. What if we or let's say in the church? In the church.
Ile
maybe.
falesa.
Ile falesa, right? Because Ya, that's gonna be for names. That's for if we say Ya mato, Ya imato, like to us. But if we're talking about a common noun is going to be church, house, brother, sister, whatever. So and then we say the church. Ile falesa. Olo opepelo John yoange ile falesa. So John is lying in the church. Olo opepelo John le falesa. Yep, ile falesa. So this is our location. It's the E starts the location phrase. Le falesa. All right. Does that everyone get that? So there's different ways to start our location phrases. We have E. Remember, we have ya. E is going to be for common nouns like church, house, car, boy, girl, whatever. There's going to be for pronouns, like plural pronouns. Ya, e. Oh, let me write it out. Olo, pepelo, John, ya, and then for what's a plural pronoun? Ya imato. Okay, lying to us. If we say what was our other one? Olo pepelo yoange ya oops. Ya te oe, lying to you. So ya te is gonna be like for pronouns. In particular like singular pronouns, but you might even hear people say yaoi. They might just say yaoi. It really just depends. You'll hear both ways. And then if we're gonna say I guess those would be all of the ya. So we got E, we have ya, and then we have yate. So those are the ones that we covered. Okay, so we do have some other ones, I think. Oh yeah, we got some other ones. Any other questions on this? If you have any questions, you can send me an email, and we'll meet on Sunday as well, and we can just clear it up before Tuesday class starts. I think I answered all the questions in the chat. I'm not sure. Okay, so we'll go here's some more prepositions. We have a whole lot of prepositions actually. Now, my means from. It's kind of the opposite of E. So E means to. So olo o pepelo yoange ya ya lika, like that name. So but if we're talking about my is going to be from, and we know these kind of sentences right here. So if we say ote sao my California, so I come from California, ote sao my California. My ya uo o mawa. So well, uo o mawa le kupe, or uo o mawa le tupe. So I have gotten the money from, and so when we're talking about names, my ya lika. So it's almost like the opposite of E. So E, and then we have ya, we just add the my in front. The rules are the same, we're just adding my. So my means from. So I come from California. I come from California. Or to say my California. Uo o mawa le tupe maya lika. So I got the money from Lika. All right. And then right here, uo mawa e oi. And the reason why, the e is right there is because we're putting both of the subjects after the action. So tense. And then the action. Now we got our two subjects, oi, and then we have the tupe, the money. So we have you and we have the money. So did you have you gotten the money, or the money have gotten you? Okay, so we're saying you have gotten the money. So we have to put the e before the oi to mark who has gotten the money, or who did the action. So ua mawa e oi le tupe mai yatea. So you have gotten the money from me. Ua mawa e oi le tupe from me. Mai yatea. Okay. Again, these things just kind of take practice. So all of these kind of just mean from, and it's just the opposite of e. E, ya, ya, te. We just put the my in front of it to abbreviate it. Okay. And then here's another preposition, a and o. A and o. And to make it simple, I just put the same sentence, or sort of the same sentence here. So Joseph. Joseph. O Joseph. So there's a difference between Joseph and O Joseph. And it's just A class and O class. And we talked about this, and I think in week 2, A class things are things that you have authority over. You can control them, right? Like book. A book is an A class possession. Tina is a mom. That's the O class possession. So it's a possession, but it's your mom. You don't have no control over your mom. You're giving your mom. So Tina, that should have that. Okay. So up here, if we say ote iyai, so iyai is to have or to possess. So I have the book of Joseph. So basically what we're saying here is I have Joseph's book. I have in my possession Joseph's book. I got Joseph's book. All right. But down here, we're saying ote alofa I letina o Joseph. So I love to Joseph's mom. So the possession is Joseph's mom. Tina. So Tina is an O class possession. Tusi or book is an A class possession. So that's the difference when you see, I mean, when you hear people they'll say and then somebody's name, they're making a reference to the possession, and the possession is going to be either A class or it'll be an O class. All right. Another thing that we don't do in English at all, so that's why it confuses a lot of people. So A class and O class. So if you were confused with la'u and lo'u and all of that, this is probably going to give you some trouble, but just with a little practice, you'll get it. Any questions on this? We can do this one for a few more examples if you like. This always covers up the chat and I can never see. Okay, I see somebody. Sorry, I have to. Oh, no worries, no worries. Uso. All right.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm totally confused.
Okay, no worries. Yeah. What's the question?
Just the O class and the A class. Just trying to is there any kind of tips that you can give that we can remember? I don't know. It's confusing to me.
Okay. So let me go to. I have to put a white. Okay, it's a whiteboard. Can you guys see the whiteboard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we have A, and then we have O. So A class things are things that you have authority over. These things, O class things are out of your control, out of control. Okay. So things that you have authority over, if we say stuff like book, if we say I'm trying to write some more stuff, car, if we say any possession, any inanimate object is going to go under A. Anything that you have control over is going to go under the A. But over here under the O, it's going to be stuff like and I think this might have been in last week, body parts. You were given your body parts, you had no control over that. Your family, like especially your immediate family, like you had no control over your mom or your dad or your brothers and sisters. So anything like that is going to be O class. So that would be the difference between la'u and lo'u. That would be a difference between a letama and o letama. that's kind of the overview of it. We really would have to get into some examples to make it more clear. And if I'll have to find that class, or like I said, just come Sunday, we can do I can have a whole bunch of examples for you. But that's really the main difference between A class and O class things. O class things are audio control. A class things you have the authority over. They're disposable. All of these things are disposable, inanimate objects. A class. Okay. Let me see. Furniture. Furniture, things that are in the house. A lot of people say they're O class, but you'll hear people say them as A class as well. So I don't never say like one is right or one's wrong because I hear both ways. But technically speaking, I think the things that are in the house that support the house, including furniture, would be like O class. But I hear it both ways. So let me see any.
What
All right.
about clothing?
Clothing is also O class. So because it covers you. So when they say ole, like if they say John's shirt, let me see. John's shirts. Where's my pen? All right. So ole ofutino o Yoangi. All right, so this is the shirt of John's or John's shirt because it's an O class thing. You might hear people say A class, but again, clothes are usually going to be O class. Even umbrella, like I didn't understand why an umbrella would be O class. It covers and protects you. This really depends on who you're talking to. But the I'll say it like this: the main things that you don't want to confuse with A class and O class, your parents, your grandparents, children are one of those things where you do have control or an authority over your children. Some people refer to them as A class things. Let me see. Another good example that I heard on YouTube was someone was saying like a story. So tala is a story. So if A class type of story is going to be one that you told yourself, you have control over it. You said whatever you wanted to say. So like ole tala a I'll just put lay. I'll say ole tala lay. So that's Lay's story. But the same thing, we could say the exact same thing. The context changes a little bit because this could be, it's a story about him, but he didn't have any control over it. It could be all lies, if somebody else is telling it, it could be an autobiography or something like that. He didn't have any control over it. But this one right here is coming out of his mouth. That story comes from Lay's mouth. This one right here is just a story about him. He had no control over it. It's out of his control. The O. Okay. So if you guys want to, we can start with A and O next time in the next class, and then we go to the next thing is going to be like telling time in Samoan. Then we're going to do exercises and stuff like that. You guys are actually like 2-3 weeks ahead of the other classes, so I'll slow it down a little bit yeah, so it's not a big deal that we spent more time on this, but let me see if there's any other questions. Oh, okay, yeah, they are. Okay, ole tala. Oh, okay, ole ofu ajan. Okay, so say Mel said ole ofu ajan. So that's gonna be, we're making that an A class. So ofu is gonna be O class thing. So this is gonna be I mean you could say that people know what you're saying, but clothes are gonna be O class. Ole ofu ajan. But people are gonna say like you'll hear that all the time. People interchange it all the time, even native speaking Samoans. So I don't want to say that that's wrong because especially when people that speak way better Samoan than me are gonna say that. Oletala yale. Okay, so this is if I'm gonna copy that. So Oletala, so the story to lay. So the story is going to lay. The story to lay. So it's almost like an incomplete sentence, but I think the main thing here is that the story goes to lay. Where can we go to get all the class reviews again? So from your email, you're gonna see what is that? It's the Mato Samoan link, Mato Samoan Zoom links. So you just go there, and then there's a password. I'll find it if you hang out, if you hang tough for a second. I'll post that on there. We're at time now, so thank you guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. If you want help, 554. Then I'll see you guys on Sunday at 11 o'clock California time over here. 5 lava. Manuel Po. Manuel Po. 554. If you have any questions, just hang around. I'm gonna find that what do you call that? The link and the password, just in case anyone doesn't have it. And then I'll paste it there. And if no questions, I'll log out. Let me see.
I sent a link for your book. I couldn't find it on Amazon.
Oh, really? Did they take me off? Oh, let me see. Okay, wait, one second. Let me see.
Or is it in the Pacifica.net?
Yeah, it's on pacificapages.net, so it's there. You can definitely find it there, but it should be on Amazon because I saw that there were some orders over the last few days.
What's the name of it?
It's just Mato Samoan language workbook. Mato Samoan language workbook.
Again. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and it should come right up.
we got our box of UMA cards yesterday.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, so that's another thing that we do on Sunday when nobody shows up is just we just play UMA games. So we just pull them out and whatever it is you want to play, but everything's color coded. So for some people it's kind of confusing, but for the most part, it's color coded tense. If you know the tense, action, subject, and the pronouns are colored differently. The ones that come before the action, after the action. So the ones that's in here, it's easier for them. But then when someone orders them and they don't really know, like, the rules that are in here, and they don't actually go and watch the videos that go with it, they get confused by it. But I definitely understand. I need to make it more clear.
And I use it as flashcards. I meant to tell you
Yeah.
because I took Hawaiian language at the University of Hawaii. They have a Hawaiian language keyboard that you can download. That's the
Oh.
Okina, the
Oh, wow.
Samoan, that dash over the top. So you can download that keyboard for free, like in Makolelo, Hawaii.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna check that out. I've been wanting to learn Hawaiian and also Tongan and Fijian. I'm trying to because I hear they're all related, and well, actually I see they're all related. So I wanna figure it out.
Really fast because my husband is from Savaii, and then all our kids were all in Hawaiian immersion, and he would talk with the Hawaiian kumus, the ones from Ni'ihau and stuff like nothing.
Okay.
They just
Oh,
talk,
wow.
bullies and everything. So Hawaiian came to him really, really fast.
Oh yeah, and that's what they say. They're like, it'll come really fast. But I mean, it took me forever to learn Samoan, and it's like, I it just took forever. So I'm just glad that I got this part of it. But let's see. Last question is Olea for both. Oh, Olea, or you mean like for the tense marker?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Olea.
that's yeah. Olea. Yeah, that's both for yeah, that's not gender specific. That's just a future tense marker. Like it's going to happen. Like so if I say Olea moi, like we'll sleep. It doesn't matter if it's boy or girl. So I could say Olea moi Viliamu. I could say Olea moi Sharon. It doesn't matter. It's not male or female specific. It's just a future tense marker. If I answered the question. And then olea, that's something else. We haven't talked about that. That's kind of like so or something like that. Fati. But yeah, as a tense marker, it's not even it's not gender specific.
Right on. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I'm just
Lea
wanted
faina.
to. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify something. I think I understand now. Back to the quiz.
Okay.
Just to make sure I understood it. So the reason why Popese has lied to you was or is wo pepelo popesi ate oe is because the subject is doing the action directed to the verb or to the object. Whereas in number 3, now awina atu letusi e John ya Christina. So it's like the subject is not directly interacting with Christina. He is sending something to Christina. Do I have that understanding right? Or
I think so. You use I get lost with the big words, so I'll just say it like this. John sent the letter, so that is the action is over and done. So more often than not, it's gonna be nah. So that's so we would start with the na and then our action of awinatu. But then Popese has lied to you. So for example, let's just say it's me, you, and Mac in the room, right? And then and Popese is talking to you. And then when Popese turns his back, I would say it's present tense. It just happened. So I say I wouldn't, more than likely I would say na pepelo popese. I
oh,
would
I'm
say
sorry. I
ua.
was
Oh,
sorry. I
go
was
ahead.
asking more about how we had a John versus not having a Popese.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So let me see. Okay, let me rewrite this. So nah, oh, I guess it might be better if you read to me what you had and then we can take it from there.
So I completely understood number 3. So
Okay.
now awina atu the tusi e John ya Christina. But for number 4, I had ua pepelo e popese ya te oe. And
Eh, Bese ya te oi. Okay, awesome. And I understand why you did that. So this one right here, we have our tense, we have action of pepelo, and then we have popese. If we had another subject that participated in the pepelo, well then it might be like ma, popese ma Leishan or something like that. But in this case, we have it's only one person doing the action and it's going to, so the lie is going to
okay.
yeah, the action. And we really didn't get all the way into that, but there's a lot of actions. I think, what do they call them? Intransitive. I'm not good with all of the like academic sort of terms, but there's words like to lie. So if I lie to you, if I love to you, so that's what this is. It's uapepelo popese to you. So the lie is going to you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Up here is John sent the letter to Christina. We really wouldn't even have to say the but on this one we have 2 subjects. I'll just write it out because you had this one correct. So on this one we had na awina atu, but then we had 2 subjects. We had John and then we had the letter letusi. Okay, so who did it? Did Letusi do the awinatu or did John do it? We know that John did it, so that's why you see we had 2 subjects there. So in order to to show who's doing the action, we
Okay.
have to say John, Letusi, and then we say Ya, and then Christina. Christina. But on this one, it's only one subject that's doing the action of Pepelo. And he's sending that Pepelo to you. Well, Pepelo I'm sorry. We didn't need the A. Okay. Let me rewrite
No,
that.
but that makes perfect sense. Like it's clicking now.
Okay, yeah. It just takes practice writing them out. But I mean, it does get a little trickier with some other types of verbs. But on these ones, they're the same type of verb. So John sent. So the action is sending something to somebody else. But the curveball in here is that we have two people. I'm sorry, two subjects, John and Letusi. So that's why we have to mark it with the E. On the last one, it's only one person, Popese. So we don't have to mark it with the E. We already know that the action of lying is going to Yate Oi. So that's what that is.
No, it makes perfect sense now. I'm starting to connect the dots.
Awesome. I'm glad. And then Max said Ua. Yeah, so Ua would be for number 4 if we wanted to be technical. But yeah, Popese has light. So Ua Pepelo Popese Yate Oi. Oh, yeah, we said that 5 minutes ago. My bad. All right. Any other questions?
Whawhaitai mamule po.
Malo, Manuel Po.
Fast before.
So all right, I'll log in on Sunday for a few minutes, and then if not, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. So before everybody.